Hi!
Hello, and welcome to the Daily Almanac for March 20th. So, let's get started.
This day in history!
On this day in history, March 20th, 1852, Harriet Beecher Stowe's novel, Uncle Tom's Cabin, was published. Because of the debate surrounding the book, which was about slavery, some claim that it was one of the causes of the Civil War. When President Lincoln invited Stowe to the White House in 1862, legend has it that he exclaimed, "So this is the little lady who made this big war?" Also, on this day in 1920, Douglas George Chapman, an expert on wildlife statistics, was born. In the 1960s, he warned that the number of whales being caught by the whaling industry could lead to their extinction. He proposed annual whale catch limits that would allow the whales of these species to recover. And on this day in 1985, Libby Riddles became the first woman to win the Iditarod trail sled dog race. That was a dog sled race from Anchorage to Nome, Alaska. She finished the race through blizzards in 18 days, 20 minutes, and 17 seconds. She raced with 13 dogs. Today on Word Power, we're going to talk about the saying, head over heels in love. Now, if you're head over heels in love, it means that you're deeply in love with someone. You might say, 2 weeks after my parents met, they were head over heels in love with one another. And not long afterwards, they got married. The saying comes from the ancient Romans, who thought that love would make people crazy and that their emotions would make them act in wild, unpredictable ways. And if you think about it, sometimes when you're falling in love, it feels as though you're just somersaulting through life.
Extremes.
Today on Extremes, we ask, what is the largest swarm of locusts ever measured? The answer is a cloud of locusts that covered an area of 2,000 square miles, or 5,180 square kilometers. Scientists believe that it would take about 250 billion locusts to make a swarm of this size. They believe that if you were to weigh that many locusts, they would weigh about 500,000 tons, which is 453,592 metric tons. This mass of bugs was observed in 1889, crossing over the Red Sea.
Health tips.
Have you ever had an itch? Of course you have. And sometimes just thinking about something itchy can make you want to scratch. Scratching an itch is generally harmless and it feels good, except when your fingernails are uneven. So be sure to keep your fingernails nice and trim. Also, if you happen to have the chicken pox, try not to scratch the blisters. They can tear and leave scars. They can also become infected with other germs. Some people soak in a lukewarm bath with oatmeal in it to help with the itchiness. Have you ever been to the dump or recycling station to see how it works? Once you've seen the dump, it's easier to imagine where your trash is going after you put it out on the curb. So ask your teacher if your class can take a field trip to the local dump for a tour. You'll learn a lot about how our trash is managed and maybe even a tip or two about how to cut down on the trash that you throw away every day. Well, that's all the time we have left today for Daily Almanac. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope to see you tomorrow.